Alright, welcome back folks to the Random Video Blog. I am Graham Jason Matthews, where every single Friday I give my rambling thoughts on the wrestling world and everything else going on in the world around me, share a few stories, etc., etc. Today's video will be a lot shorter than usual. I have to use my phone to film this as opposed to my webcam, which I don't have right now. All the other programs that I use are just busting out on me. They're not working, so I just got to make the most of with what I have. But today's edition will be a You'll Never Know Who Might Be a Wrestling Fan episode number 6, I believe it is, where I talk about people that I encounter, whether it be people I know, people I don't know, that I find out are indeed wrestling fans. So I didn't want to dedicate today's edition, the video blog, to Piper. Well, today will be dedicated to Piper, but I didn't want to make it my memories of Piper. I already did that on Wrestle Rant Radio, so the first 40 minutes of the show were all about my memories of the Rowdy one, Rowdy Piper, so be sure to go check that out. There's an excerpt already up here on the channel from Wednesday if you want to listen to that too. But this does have to do with Piper, though, because on Friday we found out that the Rowdy one, Piper, had passed away, very unfortunately at the age of 61. Now, I knew a manager at my work, and I've been working at the movie theater last summer and this summer, and I've had very few wrestling-related experiences. People just at the most coming in wearing wrestling shirts. The conversations with these people would not last more than 15 seconds with me just saying, nice shirt, whatever. And that's about it. I got to give them their food. They got to go to their movie. That's about it. We can't just sit there 10 minutes talking about wrestling. But a couple weeks ago, I did find out one of my managers at work was a wrestling fan, or at least at one point was a wrestling fan when he brought up Kevin Nash. I think we were talking about Magic Mike. I work in a movie theater. It was out of that time. So he brought up Kevin Nash. We were talking about Scott Hall killing someone a couple years ago before he got in wrestling or something like that as a bodyguard in Puerto Rico. We talked about Benoit. We talked about Scott Hall, China, all this other weird stuff. So I knew by that point that he was either a wrestling fan at that moment or I had been a wrestling fan. That was kind of my guess from many years ago. We never really admitted to being fans. We just kind of talked about wrestling-related experiences, and that was about it. So fast forward a couple weeks later to this past Saturday, only one day removed from Piper passing away. I was going to bring it up to him on Friday, never just had the chance, so I talked to him about it on Saturday. I said, hey, did you hear Piper had passed away? He kind of gave me that look like he was shocked what I was talking about because he didn't think I was a fan. We talked about that for a little bit, him passing away way too soon, favorite memories of him, stuff like that. And that kind of transcended into a 20-minute conversation with us walking around the movie theater because that was kind of in between movies and stuff, so I didn't really have much to do. So we were talking for like 20-30 minutes about wrestling. Him going to WCW Nitro shows, ECW shows, WWF Raws, a Ring of Honor show. And when he said that, I knew that he was a diehard fan still to this day. And he watches the product. He doesn't have cable, so he only tunes in every once in a while. And he only, I think he might seek out stuff from the internet and whatever. But from that moment forward, I knew he was a smart mark or a mark, whatever, just like I was when I said that I was going to an independent wrestling show, Wrestling Under the Stars, t-shirt reference, last week, and I brought it up to him. He said, you a smart mark? And I said, absolutely, dude. I watch his stuff. I love this stuff. And he was surprised to know, like many people are, that I've only been watching since 2008. But I mentioned, from all the stuff that we were talking about, he knew that I was a diehard fan. He knew I had done my research and whatever, so it was pretty cool. But like I said, we talked about that for 20-30 minutes. And when I first met him, he wasn't there when I started working there last year, but this past summer when I came back, I had met him, and at that point I had no idea he was a wrestling fan, so that was pretty cool. And I told him I would get him a signature from Mick Foley, and I did at that wrestling show. I'm going to give it to him tomorrow when I go into work. But still, that's kind of the short and brief version of it. I apologize for talking fast. Like I said, this video has to be very short this week because my phone only fits so much memory. But still, you never know who might be a wrestling fan, whether it be a teacher, which I've talked about, a professor at your school, or even a manager at work. Anybody you know could be a wrestling fan, or at least at one point was. So I want to hear your experiences. I want to hear your stories. You can share them in the comments down below. You can tweet me on Twitter at WrestleRant. Find me on Facebook at facebook.com/scream.gsm.matthews. All the links are down below. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. All support is greatly appreciated. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this latest edition. This very brief and not elongated, this very brief and short and sweet edition of You Never Know Who Might Be a Wrestling Fan. Hopefully we can do a much longer version in the next couple of months. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Have a great rest of your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. I'm Graham Jason Matthews, and I'll catch you folks down the road.